Hello painting peeps and welcome. It's Kathleen from COZ Creations. Welcome to the No Bra Zone number 2, guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm testing out a new pouring medium. I actually tested it out yesterday and it was crazy. The cells, the puffy cells it made were just out of control. So out of control that I actually scraped the canvas, and that's what you see here. This was a canvas I did actually the day before yesterday, and I immediately scraped it because it was just out of control crazy. So I thought I would give it another go and I would do a swipe. So what you got going on down here is a 12 by 36 inch gallery wrap canvas. The pouring medium that we're trying today is the Amsterdam pouring medium, and you can see that this is empty, and I just opened it up a couple of days ago. Now I'm interested to see what this does with a swipe. I'm pretty convinced that there's some type of an oil in here, and we will see, because the way my paints reacted on a traveling ring pour that I did as a test run on this the other day was out of control. It was just out of control. So I'm curious to see what it does with a swipe. So all our paints are mixed today with just this pouring medium. We have about a ½ ounce or less of paint in each of these cups, and about 3 ounces of the Amsterdam pouring medium. I could actually use more because these are all golden paints, with the exception of one, and it can handle more pouring medium, but I ran out of it. So let's talk about what you see down here. My swipe colors are relatively thin. They're not as thin as a pearl pour paint, but they're relatively thin. And a paint and peep reached out and said, Kathleen, I did your swipe, I used your pouring medium, I used the golden fluids, and it came out beautiful, but the edges of my canvas were exposed. And that happens a lot when you're using very, very thin fluid paints. So what I did here was I took my handy dandy brush and I dipped it in my base coat, and I painted my sides as well as the top edge that you see here, just in case that happens, because it does happen. It does happen every now and again. Let's talk about our base coat. Our base coat is Behr Premium Satin Enamel House Paint, and it's brand new and it's heavy and it's late at night, and I didn't feel like carrying it over here to show you, so I will post a picture of it. But this is mixed with Floetrol and the Amsterdam pouring medium, because I didn't want to waste the Amsterdam or all of the Amsterdam in this base coat. And as you can see, it's got a relatively fluid consistency. It leaves a little bit of a trace when the paint rolls off the popsicle stick into the paint below. If I was doing a pearl pour, it would be even more fluid, scary fluid. A pearl pour, when you think you've added enough water, guys, you probably haven't. Let's talk about our lovely colors. Right here in this cup we have golden fluids, and this is the phthalo blue red shade. This is a pretty combination right there. I had a big old bottle of the golden fluids iridescent bright gold, but it's a little bit too in-your-face gold for me, so I also added a few drops of the golden fluids iridescent gold. So I started out with this, added a drop or two at a time of this until I got it to this really pretty hue that's not so in your face. Right here, becoming one of my favorites, but I say that all the time, golden fluid acrylics, the Q word in the nickel azo gold. This yummy color right here has been one of my all-time favorites since the beginning of my pouring journey 2 years ago. That is Golden Fluids Turquoise and DecoArt Metallics Peacock Pearl. Makes just the loveliest shade of turquoise when you add these two together. Our final cup today is Golden Fluids in the green gold. So we've got some really lovely colors going on, and we're going to see how this Amsterdam pouring medium works when we do a swipe. Now this stuff is expensive. It's about $40 for this jug, which is 33.8 fluid ounces, and that's a good amount of money. But if this works the way I think it's going to work, this might be a good additive to your other pouring mediums, like Floetrol or Liquitex pouring medium. We will see, guys. We're playing, we're experimenting, we're trying to discover new and cool things. Let's put some tunes on, guys. Let's get in the zone. Let's get busy. That was crazy, guys. I don't know if you can see this, but look how this just took over. My paint sunk. The cells were just like as if I had put silicone in my paints, or if I used Aussie Floetrol. Who needs Aussie Floetrol when you got Amsterdam pouring medium? Now, one thing I think that affected this painting is I used a Satin Enamel house paint as my base coat. Now, if you guys have time to hang, I'm going to mix me up a batch of Loft White, grab another canvas, and we have plenty of leftover paints. Let's give this another go just using the Loft White paint, because the Satin Enamel might have had an effect on this. But if you want bubbly pearl cells when you do a swipe, Amsterdam pouring medium, guys, and maybe Satin Enamel house paint. So let's give it another go. If you got time, guys, hang out.